All right, today I want to talk about file splitting. All right, let's say you've got a big, long audio file. Probably in a most likely scenario is going to be for e-learning. You've got this big, long module. Maybe it's 20 minutes, a half hour, an hour, maybe even 2 hours. And you've got to take that long chunk of audio, something like this, and you've got to split it into individual files. And it could be 10 different files to correspond with 10 different slides. It could be 100. It could be 200. And that can be a very time-consuming process. But I'm going to show you how I do it in Adobe Audition. And it's a quick little tip, a little shortcut that I learned that could save you a lot of time and effort and make this a really easy process. Okay, so here's that sample e-learning course section that I just had on my screen. And we're going to show you here, as you can see, it's one continuous file. And there are 8 different sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections that are going to each need to be made into a separate audio file to correspond with a slide in the e-learning course. Now, if I zoom in here, in front of each section, I've put an audio marker just by hitting M on my keyboard. And there's one at the beginning of each of the 8 sections. And when you first put them in, it's going to show up as marker 1, marker 2, marker 3, and so on. And then at the very end, I'm going to put, you can't quite see it here, but I'm going to put an end marker. And that'll be apparent why I do that in a second. So you have all the audio in one file. You put the markers to separate each section. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to the Markers tab on the left. On my screen, it's the lower left-hand side. And you're going to see ABC Slide 1, ABC Slide 2, Slide 3, all the way up through Slide 8, and then there's that end marker, okay? So what you do, if you had just put them in and it says Marker 1, you can just double-click on that. It'll be highlighted in blue, and you can just replace that, type in whatever you want the slide to be named. So you've got your markers in place before each one and an end marker at the end. You've got your markers all named, including the end file. So the next thing you're going to do is just select all the markers, so they're all highlighted, right-click, and select Merge Selected Markers. Okay, then while the markers are still highlighted from merging them, you're going to right-click again, and you're going to scroll down to Export Audio of Selected Range Markers. And that is going to bring up a dialog box. And look at the very top here, you're going to see the file name, and then there's going to be a blue box with a check mark in it. And it says Use Marker Name in File Names. So the audio between the markers is going to be selected and saved as an individual separate file. And the name of each of those files is going to correspond with the name that you have put in for each marker. So the first slide will be ABC Slide 1. You'll see that. Now, you got to choose where you want these files to be exported to. In my case, on my desktop, I selected the folder ABC eLearning VO files. So I've already got that set up there. If my particular client, they want MP3 audio files. But if you want WAV or AIF, you simply hit the drop-down, and you have all those options there for you. If you want to change the sample rate or the bit depth, you can go in and change all of those there. If you want to change the format settings, you can do that as well. So once you've got everything all lined up, everything looks good, the file format, you make sure to use marker names and file names, you're just going to hit export. And then like magic, when you open that folder up, there are all of the individual MP3 files, ABC Slide 1, ABC Slide 2, ABC Slide 3, etc. Now this was just with 8 different slides, but imagine if you did this with 100 or 200 different slides and splitting all of those files and naming all those files separately. You just do it this way, and it can be a piece of cake. So there you go.